The Department of State Services (DSS) has quizzed a prominent northern cleric based in Kaduna State, Sheikh Awa Sharif, for criticizing the administration of President Bola Tinubu over the economic hardship in the country. The Zaria-based Muslim cleric, who is a vocal critic of Tinubu, was reportedly interrogated on Friday and released the same day. In one of the videos, Sharif had likened the power transition between former President Muhammadu Buhari and Tinubu to that of Pharaoh and Haman. He also lambasted the president for the hasty decision to remove petrol subsidy. Tinubu and Buhari are like Pharaoh and Haman. There's no difference between them. If not for Tinubu's lack of respect and dignity for Nigerians, how can you announce the removal of subsidy in your inaugural speech? After announcing the removal of the inauguration, on the inauguration stage, the petrol price jumped from around 200 to over 600 naira before the president left the venue, and people just laughed it off as though nothing happened. What kind of people are we? Ideally, he should have consulted his economic team before making a such hasty decision. Even the military, which rules by decree, don't make that kind of pronouncement, Sharif said, according to Daily Nigerian. A top source revealed that the cleric was quizzed for some hours before he was asked to go home. Some operatives of the SSS stormed the residence of Malam on Friday before Jumat prayers, but he wasn't at home. They came back again after the Jumat prayer, but could not meet him, so they left behind a letter and a phone number for him to call. Upon his arrival from the mosque, Malam reached out to them, confirming the receipt of their letter. He offered to go to their office immediately, but we advised him against it. Even the SSS asked him to wait until Monday. Hmm. Until Monday, but he insisted on going to know the reason for the invitation and prove his innocence. He went and had a discussion with them, and after hours of grilling, he was allowed to go home. From what we gathered, the order to arrest Malam was from Abuja, but somehow the matter was handled by the Kaduna State Command, he said. The source said the secret police expressed security concern about some of his serious or summons and the kinds of engagements they receive from people of all faiths. He was advised to be less critical due to the fragile nature of the polity, the source added. So what he said, is it different from what the oppositions have been saying? Or even Aisha Yusuf even said more than that. So what are you guys talking about? What he said, did they lie on this thing, or the hardship that we are going through now? Is it a false one? You can see how worthless, useless, disgraceful, and national embarrassment the DSS is. They are not even doing their jobs to end insecurity and banditry in the country. No, they are after folks who criticize this incompetent, corrupt disgrace of a government and the one before it for rightfully criticizing it. You all should ask the DSS if the cleric is Gumi, who happens to be the spokesman for bandits, or someone who is frustrated and is telling the truth about Bala Blue, Bulaba, and Buhari. And that is it. Gumi, who they talk on the way anyhow. If you don't like him, they've never invited him any day. Northerners will support this one because it is a northerner and a Muslim that is involved. I can see them here talking positive for the first time. If it were to be Igbo man, you will hear them chasing clouds. High service will finish all of you. This too is worse than Pharaoh. At least this his only crime was not letting the children of Israel go. They were not even starving like we are doing in these two wicked souls regime. You can't even lead Nigeria, okay, divide us. No, the children of Israel were not even in their land, but we are in our land, suffering in the hand of these two wicked individuals, Buhari and Tinubu. Problem about Nigeria is a sharing formula. None wants to go into diversify, restructure, and regional government. The federal government wants all the money coming to them. Many people think Dubai is a country because of the regional governments they operate. Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE, but it's not as popular as Dubai. Each state's governments are working hard to make sure they deliver their states and make it better than the other. But in Nigeria, each governor is waiting for president to send money. How many years did Tinubu and Buhari go to for all the wicked and the treasonable things they say to Jonathan and about Jonathan in his regime? Weak and cowardly leaders will always die of fleeing insecure. These are very weak people with a sagging ineptitude between them. Nigeria is in hell. Who started this hardship is Buhari administration, please. Though the man was right, but next time vote for competence, not tribe or religion or stomach infrastructure. Wow. What Sheikh said is right and nothing more than the truth. It is true that this country, Nigeria, is really in hardship. So let this Bola administration focus on what will benefit the masses, and I think he's ready to do that. Better for allies of the president to tell him that the situation in the country is no more funny. Kudos to the cleric, but thank God you were not Christian and from south. That would be straight 4 years in jail without trial. For this country to move forward, truth must be told. Then after the truth is being told, then what happens to those in authorities? Otherwise, we are doomed as a nation. Make una leave that man alone for saying the truth. Islamic scholar said the fact, but this is zoo where honest and sensible get hated, while the daft, senseless, miserable cause tribal, religious, or keep praising their slaves master, some suffering and smiling, some protecting their pots of soup and the stomach infrastructure. Definition of a zoo. The chickens are coming home to roost. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Muslim ticket was a tribalism issue which no supports happen, but we do. Muslim tickets doesn't even stop them not to do the right things for Nigerians. They deliberately not do what they care about is borrowing money and sharing and keep blaming others. The solution now is either army takeover or revolution. I'm short of words, but regarding the way people are coming to power and from where they are coming from, group they belong, they will give some hints of what they are up to as they take that power by force and deceit. There is sense in what the Islamic cleric said. Of course, we know. So, guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.